Hey, hello there. This is Lucretia. Today, I'm going to talk about the relationship between thinking and feeling. This is important because you can control thoughts, therefore you can change thoughts, therefore you can have an effect on the resulting emotions. In cognitive behavioral therapy, a well-established treatment for mood disorders like depression or anxiety, there is the concept of the CBT Triangle. That stands for Cognitive Behavioral Therapy Triangle. It is a simple diagram showing that thoughts lead to feelings and physical responses, which then affect how we behave or what actions we take. So one side of the triangle is thoughts, one side is emotions, and one side is actions. Any aspect of the triangle can affect any of the others. The main concept is that how one thinks leads to how one feels. This is closely related to our perceptions. You probably know that two people can look at the same thing and see it very differently. You may have seen a drawing before of two people looking at a number which is between them. One person at one end sees the number 6, and the other person at the opposite end sees the number 9, and they are both correct. The shape and composition of the number doesn't change, only their perceptions of it change depending upon where they are positioned in relation to it. It is the same when it comes to thoughts about a thing or an event. Two different people can look at the same event, and one has pleasant thoughts, the other has negative thoughts. They can be very different, which, of course, changes how each person feels about the same event. This is where the glass is half empty or the glass is half full analogy comes in. The point is that if a person views the glass as half empty, then that person will feel unhappy about that, may feel loss or worry about not having enough, while the person who sees the glass as half full may feel happy, grateful, secure, or comfortable with what they have. Again, both are looking at the same glass with the same amount inside, but their thoughts lead to very different feelings. This is important for you to know. Mistakes in thinking can lead to upset emotions and make them worse than they need to be. Our brains take in millions of pieces of information and have to identify, assess the importance, and sort the information. Brains make decisions on how to act based on the incoming information. Our brains are very good at this, but they also rely on shortcuts so they can make quick assessments and decisions. These shortcuts can result in mistakes in thinking. These mistakes in thinking are called cognitive distortions. There are numerous cognitive distortions, and they all make whatever you are feeling worse. If it is anxiety, depression, anger, it will be worse than it needs to be. For example, if I think, "You never listen to me," I will be more upset than if I think, "You don't seem to be listening to me right now." If I think, "I always screw up," I will feel worse than if I think, "I have made a mistake." If I focus on all that is wrong instead of noticing what has turned out right, I will feel more unhappy. If I assume others think negatively about me, I'll feel bad. If I think of the worst outcomes, I will feel very anxious. Here's the good thing. You can change thoughts to be more realistic or balanced. This will reduce the intensity of the resulting emotions. Jack Canfield, who is the author of the Chicken Soup for the Soul books, says, "You only have control over 3 things in your life: the thoughts you think, the images you visualize, and the actions you take." So you have control because you can choose to adjust your thinking. You can choose where to direct your focus and attention. You can choose to meditate or remind yourself of things to be thankful for, and so on. Everyone has heard of thinking positively, which is a good thing, but it isn't the only way to alter thinking that is helpful. And for some things, it can be quite a stretch to think positively. But we don't have to engage in extreme thinking. We do not have to expect or fear the worst. We can improve our emotional response by just thinking more realistically. Focus on just the moment and what you will do to manage it. Ask yourself logical questions like, what are the facts that I know? How do I know this, or am I assuming? What are some other reasonable possibilities? What would a friend say? So here is what we have covered. The basic concept is that thoughts lead to feelings and physical responses, which lead to our actions. Because thoughts contribute to feelings, then changing the thoughts can change the feelings. Our brains use shortcuts, which lead to thinking errors, which cause emotions to be worse than they need to be. If you can catch the thinking error and make it more realistic, then you can moderate your emotions. To keep from thinking in extremes and assuming, ask yourself logical questions. I hope that all of this has been interesting and helpful. If you want to know more, you can check out my website at www.ldonreed.com, and that is ldonreed.com. ldonreed.com. And until next time, take care and be peaceful.